You know, one of these days I'm just gonna snatch the band-aid off and just make a segment called Why is Disney Like This? Readers, I don't think it's a secret that I don't really care that much for how Disney is handling its live-action remake for Mulan. Not only did they eliminate Li Shang's character and create a new love interest from scratch so that they could lower the chances of there being any queer undertones within it like in the animated movie, which was a very similar strategy that Warner Brothers and New Line used with the relationship between Bilbo and Thorin in the Hobbit trilogy after seeing and being made fun of for the undertones that were present between Frodo and Sam in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But considering the time in which the movie was both initially filmed and scheduled to be released, combined with major studios seeing the Chinese box office as what makes or breaks a film's potential as a blockbuster, the entire production just reeks of anti-Hong Kong propaganda to me. Honestly, the only thing that interested me about the Mulan remake was the creative decision to add more magic and supernatural elements to the story in the form of Gong Li's shape-shifting witch character Zhang Lang, in order to make it a more unique experience rather than Disney's recent strategy of just making slight adjustments to the original animated stories and betting everything else on nostalgia alone. Plus, the fact that the real-life legend of Mulan is such a grab bag of variants to begin with makes the semi-realistic take the animated movie made and the fantasy-rooted take of the live-action movie both quasi-accurate in their faithfulness to it in a weird way. So when Disney decided to hold off on releasing the live-action remake of Mulan shortly after its world premiere due to the current health and safety crisis, I wasn't necessarily losing sleep over it. I figured that if they really wanted that Chinese box office money, Disney knows to be patient enough to wait until things are under control over there so that they can release it and make their money. Can't say the same thing about Warner Brothers' anxiousness in wanting to release Tenet traditionally, but that's a topic for another video. But with the delay of Mulan Stateside, a lot of people, myself included, real talk, just looked at Disney and went, but y'all have a whole ass streaming service though. Y'all could just put it on there. You could do what you did with Onward and make it a VOD for a while and then make your stateside projections, then put it on Disney Plus exclusively before the DVD and Blu-ray releases. Why is this an issue? Turns out, Disney were fully aware of what they could do with both the movie and Disney Plus after how they handled Disney Pixar's Onward. Because in August of 2020, Disney announced that the live-action Mulan movie will be heading exclusively to Disney Plus in September, but with an additional one-time premium fee of $30. $30. Okay. In a way, I can kind of see where they're coming from. Now that they have a platform of their own, Disney wants to cut out the middleman as much as possible. No Amazon in-theater rentals or purchase, no Google Play or iTunes. It's just strictly Disney. It's a way of assuring that they get the max amount of profits by only making it available on a platform they have full control over. But I feel that Disney didn't read the room when they both set the price and made the decision to make it exclusively on Disney Plus. You see, as of 2019, because good luck getting the number for 2020, bruh, the average cost of a movie ticket in the United States was just under $10. If the current health and safety crisis didn't impact us the way that it did, and let's just be honest, if the problematic people of this nation took the situation seriously, That average price for the year 2020 would have probably reached like $9.50 by the end of the year. And ever since Trolls World Tour proved that VOD was an option a good chunk of people across the nation were into, especially for those with kids and families, options of releasing movies like it and onward through the likes of Amazon, Google, and iTunes began to get more and more popular. The only thing about those options, however, is that not only are your options for watching them broader than the parameters for the ones Disney Plus mandated for the Mulan remake, but are also better reflecting of the average cost of a movie ticket. Because buying a newly released digital movie on Amazon, iTunes, or Google is roughly the same cost on every platform, between $15 to $20. Amazon and Trolls World Tour, one of the movies that started this situation, is a good example to explain said situation. You see, depending on the demand for the movie, the rentals for movies that would technically still be in theaters during the time of their release on the platform would range from $7 to $20 on Amazon. $20 being more of a newly released movie like Trolls World Tour when it was initially released, and $7 being a movie nearing the end of what would be its theatrical run before heading to home video. That $20 rental tag for a newly released movie is still $10 cheaper than the Disney Plus premium price for Mulan. And in the case for Trolls World Tour, that $20 rental tag was then converted to a $20 purchase tag once it was made available to purchase for home video via Amazon, and $7 or $8 for a 48-hour rental in order to match said transition. So as long as they either had a Kindle or access to the Prime Video app on a Fire Stick, an Android tablet, a phone, a streaming box like a Roku or a Chromecast, the family who bought Trolls World Tour would immediately have access to it for both on and offline viewing without the need of a subscription because it was paid for. And both Google and iTunes utilized similar methods. Plus, there's also the factor that upon waiting for its home release, the distribution of DVDs and Blu-rays for Trolls World Tour and other movies that were given the same treatment have remained unaffected by the current health and safety crisis and are still some of the best options when it comes to rewatchability, true freedom to watch it anywhere with digital download codes included in the purchase of certain editions, and tons of extra features provided in said certain editions that help justify the price of spending the same amount on a physical copy as opposed to just buying a digital version off the aforementioned services for the various prices associated with the movie. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at how Disney is handling the live-action Mulan remake. While, yes, a family could justify paying $30 in comparison to finding the cheapest way possible to go to a theater to watch the movie, depending on how many children they have or people that they bring, and would find the price tag as worthwhile as the $15 or $20 from one of their competitors. However, Mulan's exclusivity would cost them more in the long run. Why? Because in order for you to not only make this one-time $30 purchase for Mulan, you must be subscribed to Disney Plus and continue to be subscribed to Disney Plus if you wish to have continuous access to it. So here's some context. Some people are paying $7 a month for Disney Plus, which totals to about $84 a year on a month-to-month plan, give or take. Others, like me, decided to go for the one-time discounted year-long price of $70. So in reality, Disney is asking you to purchase one movie, probably just the movie, for roughly the same price of the Blu-ray equivalent of it, if not a bit more, because the non-4K ones range between $15 and $25 nowadays. That traditionally comes with extra features such as various behind-the-scenes documentaries of the movie, digital downloads to watch it any and everywhere, and various video quality specs that justify the price. But in order for you to continue to have access to said movie after paying Blu-ray prices, if not $5 to $15 more, for said digital product, you must continue to either pay $7 a month or $70 a year for a Disney Plus subscription, because that will be the only place it is available. Also, did they even factor in the eventual home release for Mulan? Is it just never gonna be available on the platform straight up after its theatrical release is done and the Blu-rays and DVDs are available on Target and shit? Are the ones who paid $30 for the premium version gonna be rewarded new content to justify the price and the loss of exclusivity bragging rights if they do put in the money for the platform properly? It's like, do you see the problem here? Thankfully, according to newly appointed Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Mulan is going to be the only movie that Disney is testing this format on, but are looking to see how it does as far as bringing traffic to Disney Plus, and if there is a market of people with this service that are willing to give this premium video on demand model of theirs a shot. Which means, at least for now, the Black Widow movie won't be following the same formula, you know, for those of you who still care about the Black Widow movie. But considering that there are just so many different ways of going about this that can wield the same results, if not better, and not just act as a way to try and recoup as much money Disney lost from the current health and safety crisis as possible, I feel that they need to go back to the drawing board on this one. There are just so many factors that Disney didn't take into consideration when making this decision. And considering the explanation of how everything is supposed to work with the platform that they set up, it just feels like they first and foremost care about recouping lost profits and realize that they have a way to exploit their own system in order to do so. Man. And you thought I wasn't going to pay to see this movie before. But I digress, readers. Your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comment section below how you feel about this experimental and potentially expensive decision for a premium video on demand service for Disney Plus if you use the service. Do you like what you're seeing? Do you feel it needs more work? I'd love to know your thoughts. If you want to help financially support the channel, you can join my Patreon by clicking the card at the end of the video or in the link in the description down below, where you can also find a link to my merchandise store. Or if you prefer to give a one-time donation, you can find links to my PayPal and my Ko-fi account in the description box as well. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. But until then, this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.